My name is Viviana. I am Polish and I came here from Istanbul, where I live, between Istanbul and Ibiza. Actually, this is my third attempt to join the retreat with the Master and Hadija. And luckily this time the Masters allowed for me to come. I guess it was due to my Russian practice, because even though I've been practicing Kriya for almost 2 years, I didn't feel that my Russian was good enough for me to join the retreat in Sochi. So I'm very grateful to be here this time. Even though I do not yet fully understand everything, I trusted my heart, and here I am. Master Imram saved my life 2 years ago, and the first time I met him, it was on the astral plane. And I was lucky that he came to rescue in the particular situation I was in. And after that, I found him on social media, and I joined the initiation in Marbella 2 years ago in October. And that was my first moment in physical body when I met him and Hadija, and I was initiated on the Kriya Yoga path. Kriya is everything to me, and it allowed balance in my life. It helps me raising my daughter. I have a 7-year-old daughter. It helps me be a better mother. It helps me tremendously with my health. I was able to fully recover from a very difficult health situation. And within really 1 month of practicing Kriya regularly, in March 2023, I came back to full health without need of any medication, any substances. And I am faithful to the practice, and it's the favorite part of my day. I start my day with Kriya and I end my day with Kriya. And to be frankly honest, at the moment it's 24/7 Kriya. So everything I do is, I try to be mindful and do it with devotion. And the way Kriya permeated my life and my relationships, my professional life, my heart and my soul is something ineffable and very difficult to describe with words. When Master speaks, do I understand? Well, I do, because the way Master expresses himself is a radiation that comes from all of his bodies. I listen to his words with a lot of attention, and even if I do not understand them, the tone of his voice allows my mind to concentrate on it, and for my inner being to open my heart and listen with the heart open. So I am able to be fully present during the practice. Even at times is tiring for me because I do not understand the language. So of course my ego jumps in and I get very frustrated with myself that I had 2 full years and I still have not mastered the Russian language. But there were so many significant events in my life in the past 2 years since I embarked on the journey of Kriya that I am very glad to be alive and healthy in the presence of the Master and Hadija. So let's say there is an invisible force that allows me to sit here and witness the radiation of the Master as he speaks. And it's more of a non-verbal communication than a verbal one. Well, it flipped my life upside down completely, and everything changed. So my family noticed, also did my friends, because I became very quiet and much more silent than usual. I started observing silence and studying the subject of silence. And when I began my studies of the art and science of Kriya Yoga, I realized that when your hair is messy, you do not try to fix it in the mirror. You have to fix it on yourself first. So the biggest change I observed within myself. And when I was able to adjust my behaviors that were wrong in the first place, then my whole environment changed and was able to perceive that change within me. So that whole dynamics in my life was adjusted to the new environment. I like to believe that the second person that benefited the most after myself is my daughter, because as a result of practicing Kriya, I have stopped using my mobile phone and all electronic devices in the home for many days a week, because I chose to spend this time with her and on my practice. The first few months of me implementing the discipline were difficult, because I cut my social contact with all of my friends. So many people disappeared in that time and never came back. But I also understood that they were not meant to be there in the first place. So Kriya allowed me to observe many of unhealthy relationships that I was nourishing in my life. And it allowed me to set new boundaries and new standards for what am I willing to accept going forward. It is an eye-opener in my life on a daily basis, and it allows me to really dedicate time to what I believe is important to myself and my daughter. I'm very happy to be here. I love Russian people and Russian culture, and being here is such a pleasure that I hope to be spending more time in Sochi. That's probably the most radical change in my life. Because for the first time, I really am taking care of myself. And it is the first time in my life that I started practicing radical acceptance and radical self-care in all aspects of my life. I listen to my inner guidance. I prioritize my health above everything else. Well, actually, I prioritize God above everything else. Then my breath, and then everything else. And I am the first one on my list. And this is a new thing. I run my life, I'm 41 now. I count my years since I embarked on the Kriya journey, so I'm an 18-month-old child at the moment. I lost my health, and I died in a hospital almost 2 years ago. And I perceived my own death, so it's called a near-death experience. And I was gifted with another opportunity, and I was sent back. And today I understand that the way I have treated myself in the past was not the right way. And even though we are all results of the conditioning we are born into and raised into, there is a time in your life when you are able to take responsibility for everything that happens. And Kriya helped me see how poorly I have treated myself. So for me, Kriya is a practice of self-love and self-respect. And it continues to surprise me because I like myself more and more. I was always trying to be better, to achieve more, and to always be the first. and to be the number one. And now I would actually like to be a zero because being nothing carries an absolute potential within itself. So that's a new goal. By forgetting about myself in a very different way than I used to, I am able to truly connect to my heart. What I can say from my own experience is that if Imram and Khadija somehow entered your life, whether from the screen of your phone or you joined one of the mini retreats, it means you were found after many, many generations by your masters. And I wish I followed that call from the very beginning. It took me a few months to actually get into regular practice. It is a journey that has no beginning and no end. And you are very lucky if you get to learn from these spirits incarnated in form of bodies, because every word that flows from Master's mouth is a word that one can trust. When I had troubles with sleeping for the first months of my recovery, Kriya Nidra practice and the voice of the Master put me in such a state that I wish every person to experience that bliss in their life. The science of Kriya Yoga has capacity to change one's life in innumerable ways, and trusting to follow that path takes a lot of courage and a lot of discipline. I believe that if someone is invited to join on this journey, they are blessed beyond measure, and trusting the whisper of the heart, even though it's difficult, even though you do not know what is happening, even though you do not understand at the very beginning. 2 years later, I still cannot feel many things that Master suggests they should be feeling, and I cannot perceive many things that he suggests one might be perceiving. But the trust, I would say, is the most important ingredient of this magical soup that Kriya Yoga is and this path is. So I would like to say thank you. And before I break down in tears, I would like to express my gratitude towards this divine art, science and wisdom that was gifted to humanity and is being transmitted by Master in such a graceful and peaceful way. I am very lucky to be one of the Kriya children in this life. Thank you.